sleepyheads. It's a long, hard day, and all the work you've paid today is coming to fruition, and you've earned this rest. Thank you for inviting me to usher you into a dreamy slumber. Welcome to the last episode of the season. Thank you for all the support that you have provided to me. If you'd like to find out different ways to support me, of course, I will enjoy your subscribing or following. But you can also find more ways on my website at sleepwithwill.com. Here is the last episode of this season, a long one, to hope to take you to a dreamy sleep. Be well, sleepyheads. And after this, we will see you in the next season, and we'll be back in just a few weeks. Sleeping sometimes can take a while. And let's visualize a beautiful island for sleep. There's this island, a beautiful rocky island where the weather is cool. As I describe it to you, let's get cozy and comfy in your bed to let yourself drift to sleep. So make sure you have your favorite pillow and snuggle up in just the position you like. You're riding the ferry from the mainland, and it's only about a 25-minute ride. You've decided to take a seat on the bow of the boat so that you can watch the island you're traveling to slowly become larger as the ferry grows closer. The weather is cool but not too cold, and there's a steady headwind on the bow of the boat as it skims across the sea. There are some metal benches for people to sit on, but you decided to stand at the railing of the boat so that you can see the water rushing past below. You look down at the water and hear the sounds of the ocean lapping at the side of the ferry boat. The wind is slightly salty and refreshing, catching your clothes and making them dance on your body. The hums of the engine is loud, yet calming. There are people sitting on the benches talking as they watch the very same scene as you. A few kids are enjoying the ride more than anyone else, pointing and smiling during the entire ride. The ferry engines slow because it is coming to port. The captain maneuvers the boat perfectly, docking with precision. Several workers get off the boat before it even comes to a full stop, grabbing all sorts of ropes to tie it securely and buoys to act as a buffer between the dock and the ferry. A small bridge extends off the side of the boat to allow for passengers to exit, and a large ramp on the end of the boat slowly lowers to allow for the cars it carries across the bay to drive off. The whole process of unloading everything goes so smoothly, and there's no rushing and no waiting in line. You can hear some seabirds flying overhead as you enter the beautiful village. 4-story buildings line the seaside, colored in white and creams with some painted light pink and yellow. The rooftops have very small balconies, only big enough to hold a few potted plants, and the shutters on the windows vary from mint green to leaf green, and some are shades of dark pink. This is a beautiful little town, bustling with energy of its people. This village is situated in the cave, so that it is protected from the sea. You turn to look out into the turquoise water and across the marina full of small boats. You see the sprawling nature of the island. Golden and green hues of tall grasses stretch across the rocky shore. You can make out some old wartime buildings that have turned to ruins and see small windows that the soldiers could peek out to see enemy ships approaching. The buildings protected the soldiers, yet allowed enough access to fire their weapons out the small rectangle windows. Nature has since taken over these structures. Grasses growing high around them and vines clinging to the walls. Strong cedar trees thrive on this island, as well as a few other varieties of shorter trees. The trees cannot grow very tall here because of the high winds coming off the bay. You begin to walk through the village, and there are bicycles lining the streets, along with some scooters and small motorcycles. There are various places to dine that have large awnings and to seat many people outside. The tables and chairs at these establishments are placed as closely together as they can get to allow maximum number of customers. Some shops you pass by are filled to the brim with one-of-a-kind paintings, flashing their beauty through the windows, enticing people to enter the gallery and buy one to take home. You are enjoying the simple geometric shapes of the architecture and how many windows are open, letting the fresh air in. Some of the open windows have white curtains dancing in the wind. As you pass by a busy crepe shop, you can smell the aroma of chocolate and the batter of the crepes cooking on the skillet. People are delightfully eating their crepes, and you can see them stuffed with various kind of delicious ingredients. You will stop by later to have that. 1 or 2, but for now, you just want to walk along the nature footpath nearby to begin exploring this beautiful island. As you walk away from the village, there are several footpaths through the tall grasses that lead to various nature areas, ruins, or beautiful secluded coves with turquoise waters and sandy beaches. You decide to take the path that leads to the cliffside to see the beautiful sights of the wind-swept offshore, jagged rock formations towering from sea below that maybe Claude Monet painted many years ago. You walk along the beige-colored footpath that's so many footsteps before you have walked, and notice the low-growing plant life surrounding you, colors of sage greens, Smooth rocks aid as you step, taking you up to the cliffside. And as you climb, you can see the cobalt blue horizon of the bay peeking over the hillside in front of you. You're careful with your steps, because a fall from this cliff to the sea below will surely be the end of you. The sound of the mighty ocean presents itself as a deep roar and how hissing and splashing sounds. Waves have been crashing and carving this landscape for thousands of years. You make it the exact view. On the canvas, maybe you have seen before. It is just spectacular. A dozen jagged rocks are congregating in the sea, growing from large at the base to more treacherous and narrower at the tops. No two are the same. They almost look like dancers striking a pose in the bay. From your vantage point, you are so high above the sea level that you are somewhere looking down on these magnificent structures. Their tops do not even cross the horizon line where the ocean meets the sky. The only plant life that can grow on these rocks act as dark green blanket covering the lower half, because the sea below is frothing with energy and the winds are demanding. This is not the ocean that you can swim in. The waves are viciously splashing against the cliffs and rocks, turning turquoise water white with bubbles. You watch the sunset turn the ocean pink and the sky violet. Find a soft space and just to soak it up and make these moments in your memory forever. The sunset is growing to darkness, and it is time for you to make your way to your hotel. You give one last glance to this beautiful scene and thank it for blessing your mind. As you walk back along the footpath, the sound of the ocean gently fades until you can hear are your eager footsteps taking you to where you can get a good night's sleep. The sky is turning light orange, where the sun is escaping, and dark blues as the night draws in. The footpath winds and turns, leading to a narrow road, and that is also beige on the gray color. It's a gravel path that can only fit one car at a time. You pass by houses on the countryside, and they're all white with gray rooftops. There are large protective white doors that cover the doors and the windows of these summer homes to protect them from any strong winds that hits the island. Most of these houses are closed up, but you can see some are lived by locals. As you walk down the road, magnificent cedar trees line your path. There are grapes growing in rows behind someone else's home, and you see roses blooming all sorts of colors. The scenery in the distance is rolling hills dotted with white houses that are all closed up and protected, awaiting their families to return. You are making your way back to the marina, and the streets become paved. The small cars on this island park parallelly so closely to one another, it's hard to figure out how they get that way or how they can even pull out. There are a few more blocks to go before your hotel, and you are enjoying every moment of this walk. The sky is dark, but the moon is almost full, illuminating every everything with a cool glow. You begin to pass by a tall rock wall on your left that looks like it was hand built many years ago. It is about 10 feet high, and you can't tell what's on the other side, but you can see that a little further in front of you, the wall becomes shorter. As you make it to the point where the wall dips to your height, you can see that this wall surrounds a large graveyard, and you can see hundreds of white crosses filling your vision, and only a few are colored. You took a peek. You're just simply taking the stillness and see the moonlight blanketing the area. And you find a sense of solace. And now you can continue to move towards your hotel that you haven't been yet, so you don't know what to expect. A warm glow emits from the building that is drawing closer, and there are red awnings over the windows and a small sign that reads, "Welcome home. This is where you will be, and you're ready to rest after this long and beautiful day." The old door is painted creamy green. The window panes of the door are old and look like the surface of the water. You grasp the brass handle and feel the coolness in your hand. The door opens effortlessly, welcoming you like it has welcomed many others. Someone greets you and gives you the information for the night. He hands you a gold key and tells you that your room is on the third floor, facing the ocean. You don't have anything but your backpack with you, so you make your way up the stairs. That seems like they were built for a very small person. 3 flights up and you come to your room, number 11. The old key slides into the lock, and you open the door to a beautiful made bed with a crisp white sheets and more pillows than anyone could be needed. There's no TV, just 2 ornate lamps with shades that matches the green of the front door, sitting atop matching bedside tables, hand-built from wood. You put your things down and make your way to a small restroom, and perfectly clean and just big enough for you. The shower is welcoming, but you'd rather save it for the morning. Gazing into the mirror before getting into bed, you see your happy face and how grateful you are to be here. Make your way to the bed and turn the covers back. The sheets are softer than you imagined they would be, and a very comfortable, soft but supporting bed for you. You lay down and completely relaxing your body. You are surrounded by white pillows. You gaze out the window of your room. You can see the moonlight glimmering on the surface of the ocean, like the way diamonds shimmers in the light. Your eyes grow heavy, and you start to close and hold that gratitude and blessing. The dreamland is right there for you. Sleep well. Sleepyheads.